Oh snap! What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. If you're coming in, as you can tell by the title, dating for relationships and dating for sex are completely different. And I'm gonna say a lot of things because this gender thing is still going on in the midst of riots and whatnot. So I'm gonna say some things that's gonna and might people will understand and people might get their feelings hurt. And I'm not taking shots at nobody. I'm not dissing nobody, but I'm gonna just speak what's honestly what's on my mind. And what I've noticed is a lot of people are dating for sex. They miss dating for sex. They mix up dating for sex and dating for relationships as you're doing the same thing to get the same results, whether people want to admit it or not, because by the actions, you're doing the exact same thing for the person you want to sleep with as the person you just want to sleep with. What's up, Samuel? What's happening? You know, you're doing the same things for the person you want to sleep with as you're doing for the person that you want to be with, and you don't approach those two types of people the same way. And I think this is a mistake people make in their youth, that carries over into their adulthood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying if you're dating for a relationship, you don't want to be with somebody you're attracted to. That's a part of it. But being attracted is not probably gonna be the number one reason you get with a person in a relationship. Attraction is the number one person you're gonna get with. The number one reason you're gonna get with somebody for sex, and people mix that up. And on the interesting part about that is, well, I'm chilling too, man. I appreciate it. The interesting part about this is people try to play both sides of the fence or be on the fence and hop in and hop into one and hop out of one as if you can, but you can't. And what I mean by that is you got to be a different person when you're dating for a relationship than you do when you're dating for sex. You can't be the same person on both sides. You know, because sex is going to happen in a relationship, and sex is going to happen if you just looking for sex. So, but you can't be that person both times. It's stupid, you know. So I'm gonna get to the shenanigans about this. Cooley, what's popping, fam? So here's rule number one: if you're dating for a relationship, you get to know a person, because you got to take sex off of the table if you date for a relationship. Get to know the person. Mr. Edmore, what's popping? Because you got to know who you're going to be dealing with, who you're going to be dealing with long term. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, you're telling that's dope. That's dope. When it's time to have a relationship, I got to know you. I got to get to know your mindset, your mentality, your ideology. I got to know where's your character, what your integrity is. If I'm really serious about dating for a relationship, that's the vetting process. I got to really see where you at, and that's gonna, and I got to see if we mesh well, with that. What's up, Vern? If I'm dating for sex, I don't need to know your character like that. I don't need to know integrity. I don't need integrity. I don't need to know about your family and family history and how you grew up and where you from. I don't need to know none of that. I like what I see. You like what you see. That's what we doing. Phineas, what's going on? William, what's happening? That's the thing. If I like what I see and it's about sex, I don't need to know your background information. And this is where a lot of people get it twisted, is you mix the two up, because when you're getting involved in sex, you're supposed to protect yourself at all times. If you're dating for sex, you're not supposed to be out here having unprotected sex, because you're dating for sex. If you're dating for sex and you have an unprotected sex, you're going to wind up with children with a person that you didn't intend to be with, because you met them looking for sex. Your intentions was looking for sex. You wasn't looking for somebody that you can be a parent with, or you can be in a relationship with, or somebody you can be married to, or somebody you can be tied to for a long period of time. So you got to cut that BS game out. You know what I mean? So we got this issue where you want to date for sex, but you want to have unprotected sex. That's part of the reason. It's not just that it's reckless in the sense of you're gonna spread STDs, or you might catch an STD, or you might, wind up having a baby with somebody. It's reckless because you're saying you're out here for sex, but you can't keep moving forward if you got something hanging over your head that another person might be pregnant, or somebody gave you something. You're stupid if you do that. You know, that's the same thing with a relationship. If you're dating, you know, if you're dating for a relationship, you're gonna protect yourself because you're gonna at least protect yourself until you figure out if you're gonna be committed with this person. If you're gonna be committed with that person, then and y'all go somewhere, all bets is off because both of y'all agreed that we're gonna be together. You didn't say how long, but you agreed you're gonna be together. So if something happened that you upset about, or you didn't want to happen, you shouldn't agree to being together. That's where you mess up on that. You get what I'm saying? But you can still protect yourself at all time in a relationship. People don't want to have kids, don't want to have any more kids, this, that, and the third. They like being together, but they'll protect themselves to make sure that they might not want to be a father or mother again, or without marriage, or you know what I'm saying, without something substantial on the table. But you got people who are dating for relationships, who are using sex as a weapon to keep the relationship or to find a relationship. When you're dating for a relationship, you completely got to take sex off of the table, because sex will get in the way. And on the flip side, if you're dating for sex, you can't use sex as a weapon to now we having sex. We should be in a relationship. You don't turn a buddy into a spouse because you like how good the sex was. Cool, man. What's happening, fam? You like the sex was so good that I want to be with you now. No. If you intended to date for sex and the sex is so good, then y'all have a lot of good sex. But don't fall in love now for sex, because if you fall in love for sex, you never fell in love with the person. So you're just in love with the sex. That ain't got nothing to do with the person. This is why some people had that complaint where, oh man, I don't know, only thing that keep us together is sex. Only thing that got you together was sex. Don't act like it was built on something bigger than that, because it wasn't. But this is one of the things that goes on that is just in the mix. Dating for a relationship and dating for sex is completely different. When you out there looking, you're not gonna really find people who are looking for relationships and people who are looking for sex in the same spaces, in the same places and spaces at the exact same time. If you're going out to the single meat market, it's gonna be a meat market for sex. There's gonna be a meat market for meeting people. And the people who are there to meet people, they're not gonna be there all day and all night. The people who are looking for sex, they're gonna be there all day and all night. So what I mean by this is, say it was, people don't do clubs. Clubs is a meat market. And if you go to nightclubs, you're looking for sex. You're not looking for relationships. But if you go to, say, sports bars or restaurants, you're not going to be there, closing down, waiting till the bar closed and the place closed. Because if you're looking for a relationship, you don't want to be there with the drunks and the people cutting up and looking for sex. You want to be there and have a conversation with people who are looking for something substantial. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to take a call. So when I say, people will be out for lunch brunch, dinner, but they're not about to be, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They're not about to do that. But when you out here looking for sex, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody who's advertising that they're single and they want something that night. So it's completely different. You know, people who are looking for relationships dress different than people who are looking for sex for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You get surprised by some people who are just, they look wholesome, but they really down to get down. But people who want a relationship are normally less flashy and flamboyant and less overt than people who are looking for sex. Because people who are looking for sex want to be seen. They want people to notice them. They want to be looked at as attractive. They're looking for the people who are looking for them. So they're out there. They're trying to reel you in. They're trying to get you in. They're trying to get you on their same page. So when you think it's the same thing, it's not. Just because you out in a particular environment doesn't mean everybody's looking for the exact same thing. Now, when I said earlier about people make this mistake in their youth, when people are young, they're playing the game where I'm looking for sex, but I'm looking for a relationship. And what winds up happening is you look over the people that would probably be good for relationship material, for the people who are good for your sexual wants and desires. So you wind up, skipping over somebody because somebody is more attractive to you, or somebody turns you on more than another particular person. So the difference is, once you get a habit of doing that, once you get into the habit of doing that, it becomes a habit. And you're probably not in the best position to actually find a relationship, because it's always somebody going to be more attractive to you than the person you're in a relationship with, because the sex turns you on. The curiosity of a new person could get in the way of an actual commitment. Now, one of the ironic things about that, in my opinion, is when you're dating, when people date for sex, they seem to forget something that, to me, is just blatant. That you're looking at people who are relationship material just like they're sex material. And what I mean by that is, you think the people who are relationship material are gonna always be there. Just like the people, like, you can find somebody new to have sex with. You can keep finding somebody new to have sex with, because there's gonna always be someone who you're gonna consider attractive. You can't keep finding somebody who you want to have a relationship with. That's different. So when somebody gets with a person and they like, you know what, I'm always get, I'm gonna get with such and such, they gonna be there when I get back. No, they're not. Because if they're looking for a relationship, they're gonna run into another person looking for a relationship, or they're not gonna want a relationship with you. You can't find just because you can sleep with somebody today, meet somebody new, sleep with them next week, meet somebody new, sleep with them the week after. You can't find people to get in relationships with like that. It don't happen like that. When people say, "Oh, it's time, I'm gonna settle down now." To find somebody to settle down with, you got to settle yourself down first. And this is where a lot of people mess up. A lot of people don't settle themselves down first. They want to keep doing what they're doing and just say, "I'm tired," And that's part of the difference. Like, you can't date looking for a relationship as a way to rejuvenate your battery to go out dating for sex. Now, the irony of this is, if you date for a relationship, you're going to have more sex than if you're dating for sex. Because you're going to have more sex in a relationship. Normally, you will have more sex in a relationship than you would with multiple sexual partners. You know what I mean? Pretty, what's going on? Is it, that's dope. So people think, oh man, because some people think uh, when you're looking for people um, who can satisfy you in the bedroom, you got two types of people: a person who has been in relationships, who's had a lot of sex because they've been in that relationship, or a person who's had multiple partners and they've had a lot of sex that way. You know, that's the two type of people you're gonna have that's gonna be able to satisfy you, quote unquote, sexually. You know, not if it's a sex. What's up, so dumb? Well, that's the thing. Most relationships aren't sexless. They say most marriages become sexless, but most relationships aren't. And since less people get married, there are more relationships than marriages. But this is the other thing. You know, if you're dating for a relationship, was different is, you know, you got to factor in that you're going to get comfortable with each other, and you might get so comfortable with each other that you know that spark may not be there as it was when it first started. When you're dating for sex, there's always going to be a spark because this person is always new. You know, it's fresh, it's new, and sometimes you got to understand when you're dating for a relationship, you're gonna have to be a little bit more. You're gonna have to be a little bit romantic on a regular basis. You're gonna have to put some work into the relationship. You put less work into a relationship when you're dating for sex. When you're dating for sex, people for some odd reason think, you know, um, when you're dating for sex, it's supposed to be easy. You're trying to make it efficient so you don't break yourself and put yourself in a bad spot just going for sex. Because when you're dating for sex, you got to have limits. You got to have time limits. You got to have financial limits. You got to have boundaries. There's certain things you're gonna do. There's certain things you won't do, because you're not gonna just sit here and be chasing somebody for sex, for sex, for sex. And that's the other thing about that. If you dating for sex, stop trying to be committed. Like, it's too many people who are looking for sex, but they trying to be committed. And what I mean by that is you trying to find one person that you have great sex with. And some people get so stupid that you try to find the one person that you have great sex with, you're sexually compatible, but then you want to keep that person on deck because you did put them in that sex box, but now you want to look for a relationship, and now you want to find somebody, you want to date other people that you want to be in a relationship with them, that you want to be in a relationship with, but you holding them to the standard they have to be better at sex than the person that you got on deck. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's why it's two different things. The person who you might be the most sexually compatible with is probably not the person you're relationship compatible with. So that's why you're not gonna be with them. And the person that you're less sexually compatible with, you might be more relationship compatible with. So it's a trade-off. And the stupidity of it is people act like you downgrading significant. There's no downgrade significantly if you're really rocking with somebody. But people they make that mistake heavily. But it happens. It's part of life. C'est la vie. Now, one of the interesting things that goes on that I've noticed over the years is when you court or date somebody, when you're dating for a relationship versus dating for sex, you actually think you're supposed to get the same results that you do. If I take somebody out, I have the same results if I'm taking somebody out for a relationship as I'm taking somebody out for sex. We went out one time, two times, three times. No. If you're dating for a relationship, you're not finna push sex down a person's, we gotta have sex, Because when you're dating for a relationship, and I probably said this earlier, you want to make sure you want to have sex with this person. Because when you're thinking about a relationship, you're thinking about a longer period of time. And you don't want to commit to somebody that you can't see yourself with long term. You know, so if you can't see yourself with them long term, you're not gonna want to have sex with them. I mean, when you're younger, you like, man, I done wasted my time. I might as well. But as you get older, you're like, you know what? I don't even want to waste my time. I've wasted enough of my time. I don't want to have sex with you because I don't want you to get attached or me to feel attached or this, that, and the third. No, thank you. You keep that. You can keep that to yourself. You know, that's the other thing as you get older. If you're dating for sex, the older you get, you're gonna reach this balance where when you're dating for sex, as you age, you're gonna want to date somebody who is good in bed but not great. Because some of the people who are great in bed are people who don't have anything to offer but being great in bed. So you're gonna want somebody who has something to offer and be good in bed so y'all can go y'all separate ways. Because see, as you get older, people get desperate with sex. You know, sex is keeping a roof over their head. Sex is keeping food on the table. Sex is keeping them sex is their paycheck, you know, and then they want to be connected, not because they want a relationship, but they want to use sex as cover. Like, I always want to be with you to have sex. And then you come to find you find out, man, we together a lot, like we a couple. That's because that person probably ain't got nowhere to go. And as long as you blinded, you know, by the sex, you know, it's gonna be an issue. And that person is always looking at somebody else also. Because they're accustomed to people getting rid of them. So they're looking for that next option anyway. Did you what's happening? Everything is good. All is well with me. Hope all is well with you. You know, this is part of the issue. You know, now what I find problematic is, you know, as you age, how can I say this in a nice way? Some people like relationships, and some people like sexual partners, and some people like dabbling in both. You know, and you're gonna come to find that out as you grow, that there's some people who like relationships, but they'll dabble, you know, they'll date for a relationship in a group that's dating for relationships, and they'll date for a relationship and people that's just sex. Because some people are sexually frustrated and sexually deprived, and people get desperate, you know. And for the most part, when you're dating for sex, that's a desperate dating market. Because the goal is to get sex. And normally the goal is to get sex because you ain't getting any on a regular basis. And you want it. You want it so bad. The irony of it is, people who are dating for relationships can communicate better than people who are dating for sex. Because people who are dating for sex are trying to cover up that sex is what they want. And just instead of saying, I want sex. When a person is dating for a relationship, you already know sex is on the table, but you're trying to actually be with a person. You actually like that person, or you think you like that person. You're trying to like that person more. Sketch, what's happening? You know, man. Yeah, I feel you on that, Sketch. I definitely feel you on that. You know, this is what goes on in society. So, you know, this is where people just, you know, are very bland. You know, what you doing? Can I come over? Can I come? Can I see you? So when can I see you? You know, or they can get explicit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want sex. Now, you know, if that doesn't work, I'm gonna lie. I just want to spend time with you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to share with you. You know, I'm just checking up on you, you know, because you're not getting what you want, you know, that way. You're too nervous to say that's what you want, without looking, you feel like you're gonna look bad, but it's stupid. Not being sexual. I mean, yeah, be kind. But I'm not saying just when people are in a relationship, they are sexually compatible. It's just it gets stale sometimes. Same person, same sex, same positions, but y'all know how to, and the crazy part about it is can you get each other off? That's the question, and sometimes it gets so easy to get each other off. Jamal, what's happening? Because people think when people are in relationships that it's difficult to satisfy their partner. What winds up happening is it gets stale because you know how to satisfy your partner. And it's not exciting per se. As when you meet a new person and you trying to figure out what they like. Because a lot of times people take their sexual experience with the older person and transpose it onto a new person and be like, you see all these skills we got? Yeah. And the other thing, excuse me, when you're dating for relationships, you're going to have to put in, okay, if this person gets any bigger, any smaller, if this person gets a promotion, loses their job, if this person gets, gets sick, or if this person somehow, winds up having to take on a responsibility outside of themselves, are you going to still be there? You got to factor that into when you're in a relationship with somebody, because life happens to us all. So, they might be stretched in a different direction besides you. Are you down for that? But see, when you're dating for sex, the irony of it is you don't care if this person is going to gain weight or lose weight in the next 10 years, if they're going to get sick, if they're going to lose their job, if they're going to get a promotion or whatever. You don't care about none of that. All you care about is, hey, are you good right now? Because people seem to forget, and I can say this, when I think about as a man dating women, when you're in your 20s, most people in your 20s, most of the people you date are in fairly good shape, even if they're bigger. So you're trying to get everybody while they're hot, while they're in a quote unquote prime or physical prime, and that's the difference. As you age, dating for sex, when you date for sex, it ages as you age, because the people, all the fine people in their 20s, by the time they get to their 30s, a significant amount of those people ain't fine no more. And then the people in their 30s, those are the fine ones that was left, right? Then if they get to their 40s, a significant amount of them drop off too. So when you're dating for sex, if you age well, you're gonna wind up getting more and more people. But that's not gonna necessarily mean you're gonna want these people, because what winds up happening is the people who age like fine wine, all of the people who are attracted to them and want to date them for sex normally aren't attractive to those people. So it's rare to find people in their 30s, 40s, and I've seen people in their 50s who have somebody, in their attraction bracket, right? That gets older than them. This is why you see people either, dating younger people or dating, different type of people, because they're like, I'm just dating for sex, but I'm not going to rock with you because, you fell off, Now, when you're dating for a relationship, you might excuse your partner falling off somewhat, but y'all going to be like, what is that, accountability partners? Like, look, you're falling off. Like, you got to get it together. Because that's what a relationship is. If you get too comfortable, the person you're in a relationship with going to tell you, hey, you're getting too comfortable. Hey, you're putting on a little too much weight. Hey, them clothes is terrible. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, your breath is stinking. Like, you got to keep it together now. Keep it together. No, I don't like you eating wings like that. Why? Because you got gas. Like, I'm sleeping next to you, and all that gas is killing me. Like, chill out. But see, when you're dating for relationships, you know you're gonna have those moments. You're not gonna be like, I'm done. You dating for sex, you gonna wipe somebody up. I don't like the toilet paper you use. I can't rock with somebody who use one ply. Nah, player. You can't cook. I can't rock. Like when you dating for sex, anything could just it can replace you. And ironically, you know, when I talked about it earlier, when you date for relationships, you think about the long term things, and you can't just double back. Like when people who are dating for sex, they try to double back to somebody to be a relationship. You know, ironically, when you're dating for sex, you also you try to double back with your sex partners because you realize some sex partners are just a whole lot better than others. You know, and when you have a lot of buyer's remorse when you're dating for sex because I had this one. Oh, that was great. I had that one. It was even better. Oh, I had that one. I had that one. It was cool. I had that one. Oh, that one was great. I had this one. Oh yeah, yeah. It was nice. It was nice. And then you get to a certain number of people, and you start going, who I really want to go with. You know what? I really want to go back and get with them again. You know. And if you're dating for sex, let me just be honest. You know, you're gonna lose a time or two. Wolf, man, thanks, fam. You're gonna lose a time or two. And what I mean by lose, um, thank you. You know, you're not gonna come with it in every sexual experience. That's the one thing, like I can say, when you dating for sex includes the drug and alcohol use, whether it's prescription, non-prescription, illegal or an alcohol, whatever alcohol, because you're trying to get your rocks off, and some people are trying to get over the nervousness. Some people are trying to have sex to keep somebody in their life. I used to clown with people about that. My homeboys about that. Like, don't be out here getting drunk because you feel like that liquor make you better in the bedroom, or taking these Cialises and Viagra's because you just want to beat the brakes off of this girl because you want her so bad, and then she expecting that every time, and now you lasted all night long one night, and now 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4. You trying to you caught me on a bad day. No, you're gonna take some L's because everybody don't feel you like that. You're gonna embarrass yourself sometimes. Sometimes you're just gonna slip up. Sometimes you just go, I ain't mean to do that, baby. Sometimes that happens. Same thing with ladies. Some of y'all ladies think your head is the best on the planet, and you realize you averaged in a mug, or you got the best box ever. It's averaged in a mug. And people are looking at you like, it's trash. That sex is trash. And now it hurts some people's feelings like that. That's what happens when you date for sex. If you're dating for relationships, you might like a person so much, you're like, okay, we could work on this. We could work on that. I mean, you're not all the way trash, but you trash. But I can see if we work on a few things, we can get you to normalcy. You can be untrash and very normal. Then we can see if we can go from normal to above average. That type of thing. But it is what it is when it comes to that type of stuff. Man, Darren, man, thanks. CJ, what's happening? Dion, what's going on? Is enough with the truth over here? Thanks, fam. I appreciate you. This is what winds up happening in society because people are out here, dating for relationships, through sex. They're dating for sex, but then they want to double back. And what I mean by that is, when brothers were talking about the CJ King thing, part of that is, in college, people date for sex. People are not looking for, when you're out of college and you're young adults and you're grown, you're on your own, a lot of people when you're young, you're not dating for relationships, you're dating for sex. You want to have fun. You want to go on vacation. You want to kick it. You want to go to the club. You want to drink because I'm grown now. You got your own place. You know what I'm saying? Or you got roommates or whatever is the case. Now you want to finally do your thing. Salute to you, CJ. Salute to you. You know, now you want to do your thing, and because you want to do your thing, you want to do it how you want to do it, and it's like okay. And this is what I meant earlier when I said, you got to change people. You can't, if you dating for a relationship, you can't be the same person you was when you was dating for sex. You can't, because it's not going to work out. And you see people who like, okay, when I was younger, I was running the streets, I was dating for sex. Now I'm ready to date. I'm ready to date for a relationship. But here's the problem: you don't know how to date for a relationship because you ain't changed. You still got the same, modus operandi as you did when you was dating for sex. You know, the thing about the difference is, like, if you're dating for a relationship, you're there to help somebody else and for them to help you. If you're dating for sex, you normally there to take. You normally there to take something. You get something for little to nothing. Justin, what's happening? You know, yeah, exactly. Everybody, ain't nobody getting locked down. What's up, Tim? Now, and that's how you know people out here dating for sex. Because when you got to talk about your sex all the time, it's trash. It's trash. It's trash. And speaking of that, whoo, man. So most people, I would say, when people are dating um, for a relationship, they try to, let me say it this way. When people who are looking for a relationship, they scale back the sex even if they're good at it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get to a certain place in a relationship where you can get, the whole shebang or whatever. When you dating for sex, you want the whole shebang off top. And the problem with that is that's what you want, but that's not what you're gonna get. You got to get somebody really turned on for them to do everything. Because let's just be honest, you know, when you're dating for sex, you ain't trying to just go down on everybody. You know what I'm saying? When you're dating for sex, you ain't trying to just do every position with everybody. When you're dating for sex, you're not trying to just people act like they porn stars, but they don't want to do porn star stuff because that's a complete stranger. They just happen to be attracted to a complete stranger. You know what I mean? Is it? Oh man, it definitely is. Because when you like, the difference is when you're dating for a relationship, you know, when you date for a relationship, you're trying to see, can you keep this person, and can this person keep you in their life outside of the bedroom? And you're seeing, who they are outside of the bedroom. And if they're nice, if they're giving, if they're caring, if they're honest, if they're good at, if they're organized, they're responsible. Those are things you want in your life. You're like, man, I could rock with somebody like that. If they're peaceful, if they're easygoing, if quote unquote they have good energy, or they got a good vibe, or wherever they live is a good place to just chill out and relax, that type of stuff. The things that you were doing on your own, they come through and they do stuff for you, and you're like, shoot, I'm glad I ain't got to do that. That happens. He says, you ain't put my face. What's up, Pressure? Hey, we know, man. Ain't nobody putting their face in that. Everybody, yeah, it's not finna happen. You know what I'm saying? When you hear women say the poom poom is bomb, so what? Cause nobody's, everybody who says it's bomb, that's like me as a man, all the guys saying we all killing it. We all not killing it. Cause all these women, are not having orgasms. Let's just be honest. Like, all of this stuff is all talk. Most of the times when people who are in relationships are far more sexually, ironically, people who are in relationships are more sexually satisfied than the people who are just single looking for sex. But because they know what they're gonna get when they get home. It's understood. I see you, you see me, we go out together. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you eating some crab legs tonight? We eat some crab legs tonight. You know what I'm saying? I get roll over, you roll over, bam, 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 up. You on your period? You off your period? Oh, it's on the popping. You know, she'll tell you, I'm off my period this time. You know, I'm coming through tonight. Like, you're more forceful, you're more open and honest when you dating for a relationship. You know, the things you do have more sincerity when you're dating for a relationship. When you're dating for sex, it's not sincere at all. You know, it's just, you know, it's smooth, it's game, it's hustle. You know, it's you know, it's quick wit type of things. You know, and the crazy part about it is a lot of people are, you know, dating for sex and they want, like, when you're dating for sex, it gets so straightforward. People don't want to say I'm a, like, and this goes for men and women. People don't want to say I'm a sexual object. So now you want to put relationship moves on it. You know, treat me like we're in a relationship. Buy me this and take me here and cook dinner for me and cook breakfast for me this way and just give me a relationship experience. This is some, it's backwards. You don't get the relationship experience if you're dating for sex. You know what I mean? Like, you know, oh, make me feel loved. That's not what you're here for. I'm not here to make you feel loved, okay? You know, buy me something for Valentine's Day. No. No, we need to go to church together. No. No. We need to go out together, go to the movies together, go to a concert together, the comedy show. No. No. That's relationship stuff. We here for sex. I'm dating you for sex. Look, when I go to the show by myself, I'm gonna call you when it's over. I'm gonna get a nice when you go to the concert, call me when it's over. See, when you're dating for sex, it's a whole different approach. But yeah, Infamous, what's going on? You know, people are tripping with that. You know, that's how you know. You know, if you used to, you know, if you've been out before and you've been with people before, that's how you know it get down. They tell you, look, I'm going out tonight. I'm going out with such and such. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But after we done, I'm gonna hit you up. That's because you dating for sex. You know, they already look. I got somebody on deck. You know, I'm gonna have eat, drink, joke around, have a few laughs, and then I'm gonna go over such and such house. We're gonna get it in. Blah 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 blah. That's how it go. You know, nobody don't care if you know. Ooh, is that your woman? Is that your man? No 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 no. No, 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 no. We don't play that. You know you're not coming by for the holidays. No, I'm not. You can't get no turkey. You can't get no macaroni. You know, God's word was had. It's a latte. Because that's what goes down. Like when you're in a relationship, come on, man. It's different. Like think about like during this pandemic, you know, people who are in relationships or is looking for relationships, they're looking out for you. Oh, you ain't got no toilet paper? I got you. I got you. Is that person like, you got any food? Yeah, I ain't got that much. Well, I got the food. Like people are looking at you sick. I'm gonna bring you, you know, I'm gonna bring you some NyQuil or some Theraflu, or you know, I'm gonna bring you some oranges, orange juice, lemonade, whatever. I'm gonna get you some vitamin C in your life, right? You know, you ain't got no alcohol, I mean rubbing alcohol, not alcohol. You know what I'm saying? They looking out for people who are looking for sex, like, listen, you know, you think you can bring something over? I'm gonna bring something over. I'm gonna bring something over. That's what I'm gonna bring. You know what I'm bringing over today. It's all it's gonna be. You know, jogging pants and flip flops, no drawers, and a t-shirt. Like, you know, people have an issue with that. And then the irony of it, people get tired. People like dating for sex and they get tired. I'm not here. Why is it always about got to be about sex? That's what you about. Don't have a conscience now. Don't look for love now. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to be a husband or a wife now. Now you want to be a family man. Get out of here with them shenanigans. Hey man, what's going on? General, what's good, fam? Like that's two completely different things. You know, and see, when people date for relationships, they have relationship conversations. You know, where do you live? Where do you work? You know, but see, people don't start out with relationship conversations doing that. That's the difference. When you dating for sex, you doing the where do you where you work, how much money you make, where you live, because now you're trying to see how much you could get out of this person that you having sex with. You ain't trying to get to know the person, you're trying to get to know their pockets. You're trying to get to know their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? How many people you been with? You trying to get to know that with that box, who been beating on that box. That's what you're trying to do. That's when you dating for a relationship, you're gonna have a real conversation. You know, you got kid, you got a kid, you got kids. Yeah, Marlon, thanks, man. You know, how your co-parenting situation? Is it good? Is it bad? What? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna have to step in and be more of a parent figure? What's going on with this? You know, what is your credit looking like? What is your credit score like? If I get with you and it gets real serious and we get married, am I gonna be in debt? You know, what your student loans looking like? What, are you over or under on your car note? Like, what are your spending habits? You know, yeah, there, to, you know, ah, I responded with that stuff you tell your man. Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. I'm not. I've got the women tell me, I ain't your woman. Okay, I ain't your man. you know, with when you're dating for a relationship, there's a friendship there. People, you know when somebody's dating looking for sex is when they don't want to have a friendship with the person that they said of the opposite sex. If you can't be friends with the person that you with, you're looking for sex. Because if you want to be with somebody, you want to be cool with them. You don't want to just be, you know, you here again. You actually want to be cool with them. You actually want to be able to laugh and talk and you know be around each other. You know, when you could play cards together, you could play video games together, you could just watch television together, have conversations. You actually want to have some type of friendship with them. But when you're dating for sex, you don't want that. I don't want to be your friend. I want these parts to get to know each other, not the rest of us. That's all it's about, these parts. Now, the irony of it is, and this is about to be cold, what I'm about to say. If you're dating for a relationship, you already know it's you and them. That's it. You already know the rules. No hollering at other people. No trying to be slick about it. But if you dating for sex, I hate to break the news to you, it's all fair. Your friends, your family, you know what I'm saying? You somebody who got more money or less money, somebody who's cuter, somebody who's uglier, somebody who's fatter, somebody who's skinnier. It's all fair game. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can be the next one. Because if it's about sex, that's all it's about. Because when you're dating for sex, you know people wind up messing with people's friends or friends of people's friends. You meet somebody, you see them. Oh, how you doing? Oh man, who that? Ain't you with such and such? No, I'm not. We hanging out. It's real when you're having sex. It's real. It's a lot of ambiguity. We seeing each other. We dating. We hanging out. We cool. It ain't. That's who I'm with. It's always, it's nothing like that. It's nothing. It's nothing tied down. It's like that's who you with. There's no shame when, like, if you in a dating for a relationship, you're not ashamed of the person that you with because you pick. Is that who you with? And some people like, you with them? Like, yeah, I am. But if you dating for sex, you hitting that? Yeah. And then if it's bad, you hitting that? Oh no, that's not me. That's not me. Not dog. She got a picture on you on Facebook. Booed up with her. You sleeping in the bed like, I know it's you, dog. She got you all on Instagram. She was Snapchatting you, dancing in the background like, yeah, I know. It's a completely different ball game. So nah, man. If them buddies are better than actual relationships, people will be with them. That's why they got people on the side all the time. That's why they got these people on the side. These people don't commit to people who they having sex with. It's a general thing. You know what people commit to? When you out here having sex, you committing to the best sex. That's what you committing to. The best sex. When you're looking for a good relationship, you're looking for the best relationship. Now, as you get older, you're not going to give up a good relationship for good sex. You're not going to make that trade-off, because if the sex is better and the relationship is worse, you're going to look like an idiot. Now, if the relationship is better, and the sex is worse, you can be like, well, some days you're going to get the full Monty, some days you're not, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, social media is hilarious, And to be honest with you, look at all the people who've been dating for sex. They age horribly. The drinking catches up with them. The smoking catches up with them. The drugs catch up with them. The eating and the snacks catch up with them. Going out to eat catch up with them. Now they're trying to be all sexy and they looking all beaten, busted up. And that goes for the men and the women. You do stuff that you're trying to be cool when it's past the point of being cool. You too old to be cool. You too ugly to be cool. You too fat to be cool. You got skinny jeans and you got rolls on your back. It don't make no sense. That type of stuff. When you look in a day for sex, you start doing stupid stuff. You got a need to be cool. And when you're dating for sex, you got to treat it like people who are in relationships. Cheaters do this better than most people think. A cheater be like, look, I'm here for the sex. Bye. Don't call me. I'll call you. Don't text me. I'll text you. Don't. If you see me in the street, I don't know you. You don't know me. That's what it is. People like living fantasies though when they dating for sex, because I know some people who they gonna want me so much that they're gonna get rid of them. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's not finna happen. Yeah, you ain't got. That's what the crazy part about that is, Mike. I'm sorry, Nikki. I hope I said what's up, Mike. What's happening, Bill? What's going on? You don't have to simp to get sex. And if you like, okay, I'm gonna give you a cheat sheet. This works whether if you dating for relationships or you're dating for sex. Talk to the opposite sex. Be yourself. Be comfortable with yourself, but be somebody that's cool to hang around. That's all you got to be. Be somebody that's cool to hang around. I'm not saying be a sucker. I'm not saying be a simp. Just be somebody that it's always a good time. Ram Tough, what's happening? He said never building. Be somebody that is cool to hang around. And I guarantee you, what's going to wind up happening is, and it could be, and I'm saying that with multiple people, not just one chick. Like they're going, you know what? You ain't even. They're gonna actually just give you. They're gonna give you sex more than you got to ask for it, because they're gonna like being around you. A lot of times, it's women in general just want to be comfortable and feel safe. That's it. Let them be comfortable and be safe. They're gonna start small. They might be totally dressed up when they come, and then they're gonna get more and more comfortable. Joe Lewis, by the name Joe Lewis, you don't get no booty. Get a relationship level up, Yeah, just enjoy. Tell them, just enjoy the human experience. They're gonna hang out. They're gonna hang out. People and if you go somewhere, just say bye and leave. Have a great time with people and say bye and leave. It sounds weird, but You know, you and tell people up front you like them. Like, yeah, I like you, but I but I'ma still, be me and do me. And they're gonna come around. They're gonna like, you know what, I like hanging around you. You ain't even that pressed on me. It happens. And personally I've got more sex out of people, out of females in particular, that's crazy. I've gotten more sex out of females by not pressing them for sex than I did pressing them for sex. Because it's like, and more times when you act like that with women, it's like they're assuming it's other women around because I'm not sweating them. Like, yeah, you really not gonna be on my neck about it? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just all right. You don't want to? You cool. Whatever. Tyrone, what's happening? Because a lot of women want to actually be quote unquote sexually free and sexually liberated, but they just don't find people that they're comfortable around. That's what winds up happening. They're not comfortable around people, so they can't. They're not comfortable around guys, so they can't. Yeah, pause, huh? I feel y'all that. I had to pause on my damn self. I'm like, oh damn, you know. But that's what it is. But it's a completely different thing when you have a relationship. Like if you're looking for one. Like look at um like Solo used to do that, and I think he still do it. And O'Shea do it, with the hit the wall thing, right? When they look at the dating profiles. If you go online to look at people's dating profiles, you could tell if they're looking for a relationship or they're looking for sex. You can tell by the pictures they take. You can tell by the things they wrote down. You can tell by everything that they do if they're looking for somebody to be with or somebody to sleep with. It's complete. It's blatant out there. What's up, Miss Witt? Because when you're dating for a relationship, you're concise. You know exactly what you want, where you going. When you're dating for sex, you all over the place. You confusing them up because you trying to. Is this gonna be the magic? Is these the magic words to get in there? Is this what I got to do to get in there? Okay, this didn't work. Let me do that. I said this. That's not the one. Let me say something completely opposite. That's not the one. Like a lot of times, personally, if you're dating for sex, you should be the most straightforward ever. Like I don't want you like that. I just want I just want your body. I just want to sleep with you. That's pretty much it. And see, it's hard for a lot of guys to say that. And it's hard for a lot of women to say that too. Because women don't never say yay or nay. They just they're like that. So as a guy, just shoot your shot. If you're dating for sex, I don't see why you're afraid to shoot your shot. Because you're gonna get turned down, you know. Tyrone, I was about to. Hey man, I feel you. I had to. Yeah, I should pause my damn self to this right now. But you gonna get turned down. You know. Dating for a relationship is more of a higher percentage of winning than dating for sex. When you dating for a relationship, you know, it might be 50-50. When you dating for sex, it might be one out of 10, 1 out of 20. What is it? 1 out of 10. Yeah, 10 to 20%. Two out 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. You're gonna get shot down. And you're gonna come up sometimes. You're gonna catch somebody on the right time, right day. You might say the right thing. Truth be told, one of the things if you dating for sex is don't talk so damn much. People know if they want you quickly. You got to pay attention to nonverbal cues. Like when you're dating for a relationship, you paying attention to the person because you get to know them. But when you're dating for sex, you don't got time to get to know people. You got to pay attention to those nonverbal cues very quickly. Like, oh, okay, you feeling me? All right, cool. That's what it is. People make too much out of it. I would say they make too much out of it. And lastly, I'll say this. You can't retroactively and proactively go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? If you got a certain type when you were dating for relationships, you can't make that certain. You can't look for that same type if you dating for sex. Conversely, if you have a certain type if you dating for sex, you can't look for that same type when you dating for a relationship. You can't just ooh, you know what I want? I want somebody just like this, but in a relationship. Them two people don't match. Because if that's the case, why don't you just get with the person that is that? A lot of times what people do is I want somebody just like this other person that I didn't make it work with. You're not gonna meet nobody like that. Either you're gonna meet somebody who's different and might be in the same ballpark as that person, or somebody who's different and is either better or worse. You're not gonna get the same thing. You know, you know, uh-oh. It's all good. Hey man, shit, it was funny to me, dog. That shit was funny to me. But this is where it goes. Because you see people regretting who they was with. And that's the crazy part about it. You see people have regret who they was with when they were dating for sex. I was dating for sex, but I regret being with you. But you got with them because of the sex. Just like people regret losing, I wish I would have stayed with this person. Yeah, because you should have been in a relationship with them. Which lesser too easy. Date until you old and alone. I mean, you gonna have a broken heart and a broken bank account either way. Because in a relationship, you might get your heart broke. You know what I'm saying? And your bank account broke. The thing is is somebody gonna be down with you if your bank account is broke, or if your heart broke? Is they gonna help you mend your heart? Because I know people let you know if they're down for you. Like, just in my opinion, when when somebody's really got your back and you looking for somebody to be in a relationship with, if you broke, that ain't gonna deter them from being with you. If you got your heart broke, in life, that's not gonna deter them from being with you. But they'll be there because your heart can heal and your bank account can grow. Like people who are in relationships are very much more smarter than people who are just dating for sex, in my opinion. Because when people are dating for sex, if they feel like you fall off financially, they out, and then you bounce back. Now you singing Mark Morrison "Return to the Mac," and now they all in love with you again. It's weird like that. He lost his job. They see him a year later. Man, he doing kind of good. He can fly. How you been? Nobody want to hear that, man. Don't nobody want to hear that. Get that leather coat. Return of the Mac. That's tripping. It seems a lot. That's the thing. I will say this, matter of fact. You know what was crazy about it, Justin? When you're dating for a relationship, you're not going to play the games that you would if you're dating for sex. So sometimes the sex seems better because of all the games that went with it. And it's a lot of drama when you dating for sex. It's a whole lot less drama when you just in a relationship or you dating for a relationship. You're not finna play those games. You're not finna be unreachable. Nobody's gonna figure out where you at and chase you down and cuss you out and go off on you and come back. It ain't gonna be none of this Beyonce dangerously in love type stuff. What's gonna wind up happening is you date for a relationship. It's like, hey, you here? Cool. You gone? Cool. If you dating for sex, and who is this and who is that? I hate you so much. I hate you. I wish y'all had never met you. And then you kissing her, and then y'all making love, and y'all having crazy sex, and then it's like, oh man, that was the greatest thing ever. That shit drained the hell out of you. All the shenanigans will drain the hell out of you. People get old from the back and forths and the arguments alone, and all of the drama that goes with just when you out here just chasing sex. People don't want to admit that. It's like, that's why a lot of times when people dating for sex, they get caught up like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you. Because you wasn't trying to get to know that about them. And you wasn't supposed to. Just get this wood and get up out of there. That's all you got to do. Let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, you know, hey man, most people ain't loyal pressure. That's just the fact of it, fam. Most people ain't loyal. But let me get up out of here. Cause I'm loyal to my stomach right now. I'm hungry than the mug. It's lunchtime. Past my lunchtime. You know what I mean? I understand relationships can drain you too, but I don't think multiple people drain you when you're dating for sex. There's just one person drain you when you're in a relationship, unless you're in polygamy. But that's a whole nother story. But I'm gonna catch y'all. Hope y'all have a good one and enjoy y'all weekend. Peace, Ron. We out. Oh.